Hey guys, today we are going to learn a lot of new idioms. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush?
My opinion, bird in the hand's worth two in the bush.
Bird in the hand.
Having something that is certain is much better than taking a risk. I was offered a new job with a higher salary, but I decided to stay in my current position. After all, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise!
Blessing in disguise.
Puck was a blessing in disguise.
Something good that is not recognized at first. Losing my job turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It gave me the opportunity to pursue my passion for writing. A chip on your shoulder.
'Cause you got a chip on your shoulder.
You come here with a chip on your shoulder?
Joe, stop carrying that chip on your shoulder.
Being upset for something that happened in the past. Jake always carries a chip on his shoulder, making it difficult for him to build positive relationships. A dime a dozen.
They're a dime a dozen.
Or a dime a dozen.
Dudes in this town are a dime a dozen.
Anything that is common and easy to get. In the city, coffee shops are a dime a dozen, so finding a good one can be a challenge. A doubting Thomas.
Call me a doubting Thomas, but that seems...
Oh, a doubting Thomas, are you?
Yeah, and I was Mrs. Doubting Thomas.
A skeptic who needs physical or personal evidence in order to believe something. Mary is always a doubting Thomas when it comes to trying new technologies. Now let's try with the exercise with these 5 idioms.
Being, Mike questioned the feasibility of the new project until he saw the successful results. Despite presenting all the evidence, Jack remained and couldn't believe the extraordinary story. Failing the exam was because it motivated him to study harder and eventually excel in his studies. Getting stuck in traffic made me late for the meeting, but it was as the meeting was rescheduled to a more convenient time. It took a while for Jenny to accept the good news because she's by nature. It's essential to address the before entering a new team to foster a healthy work environment. Job opportunities for entry-level positions in this field are, but securing a higher position requires more experience. John's success has removed and he now approaches challenges with a more positive mindset. Sarah developed after the argument, and it affected her interactions with friends and family. Sarah sold her old car before buying a new one. She thought it was better to have the money now. These generic products you can find them in almost any store. Tim rejected the offer from the other company because he felt that when their flight got cancelled, the couple was upset, but it turned out to be as they found a better flight the next day. While investing, Mark preferred a safer option with steady returns. He believed that with the rise of online courses, educational resources are becoming
a drop in the bucket.
Drop in the bucket.
Drop in the proverbial bucket.
15%. Drop in the bucket.
A very small part of something, donating a few dollars to the charity, felt like a drop in the bucket compared to the massive support needed. A fool and his money are easily parted.
A fool and his money are soon parted.
The fool and his money are lucky enough to get together in the first place.
And his money are soon parted.
It's easy for a foolish person to lose his or her money. Bill spent all his savings on a get-rich-quick scheme and ended up with nothing. Truly, a fool and his money are easily parted. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
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 Everyone must unify and function together. The political party faced internal conflicts, adhering to the saying that a house divided against itself cannot stand. Now let's try with the exercise.
cleaning up a small section of the beach is commendable, but it's only compared to the entire coastline. In times of crisis, unity is crucial, otherwise. Learning from his mistakes, John realized that, prompting him to be more cautious with financial decisions. Sarah fell for the online scam, losing a significant amount of money. It was a painful reminder that the additional funding was helpful, but it was just for the overall project cost. The family recognized the importance of solidarity, understanding that the initial payment for the debt was more substantial payments would be needed to clear it completely. The team's constant internal disputes weakened its overall performance, proving that Tom invested in a business without proper research and, predictably, faced losses. Another case of
A leopard cannot change his spots.
I guess a leopard can't change his spots.
But an old leopard can't change his spots.
Who am I kidding? A leopard doesn't change her spots.
You cannot change who you are. Despite promises to change, Mark's dishonest behavior continued. It seemed that a leopard could not change his spots. A penny saved is a penny earned.
A penny saved is a penny earned. Try and follow that.
Penny saved is penny earned.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
By not spending money, you are saving money. Maria believes in frugality, and she puts it into practice by diligently saving money whenever it's possible. After all, a penny saved is a penny earned. A picture paints 1,000 words.
A picture worth 1,000 words.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
A visual presentation is far more descriptive than words. The photograph of the old couple, sitting on the park bench, holding hands and smiling, speaks volumes about their enduring love. Really, a picture paints 1,000 words. Now let's try with the exercise.
A photograph of a child's first steps, with the beaming parents in the background, captures the joy and excitement of that precious moment. It's a perfect example of how, after going to rehab, John vowed to change his habits, but everyone doubted it, believing that the aggressive nature of imperialism can never change. Following the principle that, Sarah started packing her lunch instead of buying it, aiming to boost her financial health. Jack decided to cut back on unnecessary expenses, realizing that, and it could contribute to his savings over time. Jenny hoped her unreliable friend would change, but she soon realized that the financial advisor emphasized the importance of budgeting and explained to his clients that in the long run, the vibrant sunset over the ocean, with hues of orange and pink reflected on the water, conveys a sense of tranquility and beauty that words alone cannot express. The war-torn landscape captured in the photograph tells a poignant story of resilience and survival. Indeed,
A piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
An easy task. Passing that exam was a piece of cake. I studied thoroughly. A slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist, he says.
Oh, probably just a slap on the wrist.
A very mild punishment. The judge gave him a slap on the wrist for a minor offense. A taste of your own medicine.
A taste of your own medicine.
We're finally getting a taste of our own medicine.
Taste of your own medicine, doctor.
When you are mistreated, the same way you mistreat others. After playing pranks on others, he finally got a taste of his own medicine. Now let's try with the exercise.
bullies often don't like getting. Cooking this recipe is it only takes a few minutes. Failing to complete the assignment on time resulted in nothing more than getting caught speeding only led to, he was let off with a warning. I thought climbing the hill would be tough, but it turned out to be. She had always been critical of others' work, but now she was experiencing. Solving that math problem was for him, he's a genius. The manager decided to give her team for the small mistake. Treating others poorly will eventually result in getting
a toss-up.
It's a toss-up.
See, for me, it's a toss-up.
That's a real toss-up.
A result that is still unclear and can go either way. The soccer match was so evenly matched that predicting a winner became a toss-up. Actions speak louder than words.
Well, actions speak louder than words.
But actions speak louder than words.
Actions speak louder than words.
People's actions show their real intentions. Instead of promising change, the politician decided to show voters that actions speak louder than words, against the clock.
We're up against the clock.
We're up against the clock here.
Agreed. We're working against the clock here.
To do something in a hurry, with only a few minutes left, the chef worked against the clock to finish preparing the dish for the competition. Now let's try with the exercise.
As the project deadline approached, the team found themselves working to meet the submission date. Choosing between the two job offers was a real, both companies had their unique advantages. In a relationship, showing love and respect through daily gestures proves that. In a thrilling movie plot, the hero must defuse the bomb to save the city. The final decision on the location of the company retreat was between the beach and the mountains. The manager emphasized that, in the workplace, delivering results is essential because the students raced to complete the exam before the time ran out. The success of a team depends on the player's performance. In sports, trying to decide on a restaurant for dinner was since everyone had different preferences.
All bark and no bite.
All bark and no bite.
All bark, no bite.
When someone is threatening, but not willing to engage in a fight. The manager threatened to fire us for being late, but it was all bark and no bite. All Greek to me.
Gosh, Bruce, Greek is still Greek to me.
Do they speak?
I don't know, it's all Greek to me.
Something that can be really hard to understand. When they discussed advanced physics, it was all Greek to me. All in the same boat.
You're all in the same boat.
On the same boat.
You're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
When everyone is facing the same challenges in a difficult situation, we are all in the same boat and need to support each other. Now let's try with the exercise.
Don't be intimidated by his loud voice. It's often during tough times, the community comes together because we're. She talks tough, but when it comes to action, it's usually. The dog may sound fierce, but he's friendly. The professor explained the complex formula, but it was still most students. The team rallied together, realizing they were and needed each other's help. The technical manual was filled with jargon, making it the new employee. Trying to understand the computer code was like reading Greek, it was. When facing a challenging project, remember that we're.
Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.